One of the most important and difficult decisions that one needs to make after they get married and start a family is which school are they going to send their children to. It is a decision that potentially impacts the next 20 or more years of your life in many ways that you didn't think quite possible. Raising children is an enormous task which requires time, planning, organisation, teamwork and lots of money that we don't always have because it happens at a time in one's life when they have financial stresses and social challenges. Let's be honest, picking a school and educating children is complex, and the impacts on most children last a lifetime because schooling happens during the most important years of their lives, the formative years where they are growing and developing in all aspects of their lives, and it's happening in parallel. They're physically growing, mentally growing and developing, they're growing emotionally, spiritually, socially, and academically at the same time. There is no doubt that all parents want the best for their children, their sons and their daughters, and a great education will hopefully give them leverage and options in life, but won't guarantee a great life. For many families, education will help them break the cycle of poverty and give them opportunities in life. There is no silver bullet in terms of one size fits all when it comes to education because all children are unique and different and special in their own way. The choices that parents have are either public schooling, private schooling, and there's a third, and that's whether or not you send your child to a single-sex or a co-ed school. The majority of schools are public and they are co-ed and are free and are located close to where most people reside. Private schools cost money and the better ones are very expensive and single-sex. If you happen to be middle class or at least aspire to be middle class, then the choice that many tend to make is to send their sons and daughters to single-sex private schools that offer a packaged experience of co-curricular and extracurricular schooling. In today's money, you are looking at about $600,000 to $1 million per child. The alternative is to send your child to a selective school as opposed to a selected school. But a selective school depends on the academic capabilities of your children, which you don't really know when they are young, and these environments tend to be very competitive and high pressure, something to take into consideration. The bottom line is that selected single-sex educational environments, schools like the one that I went to, Newington College, has many advantages which are hard to explain as they need to be experienced. The HSC list of top school ranking shows consistently from year to year that a small number of single-sex schools dominate the charts from year to year, and they make up 70% of the top 50, with heavily selective schools making up most of the balance. So in summary, it is a choice that each family must make, and an important choice, as single-sex private schools are not for everyone, but they are a necessary service for those who understand and still believe in the benefits that they provide. What I intend to do is to put together a series of videos whereby I just go through the studies and the key arguments as to why single-sex educational environments create advantages for boys and girls, not for all boys and girls, they're not for everybody, but for those who thrive in these particular environments. I believe that the choice for parents is something that needs to be maintained and made available so that Australia can choose between private, public, selected, selective, depending on what works for your children. And we must never forget that as parents, we are the first educators of our children, and we know them best from that early mark. We know their strengths, their weaknesses, and it's best and it's good to be able to have a choice and not to make a one-size-fit-all vanilla solution here in Sydney. So the bottom line is help save Newington, make or help or keep Newington single sex so that we can preserve the choice of those families, that choice that's been available for 160 years and has stood the test of time and has been a leading light in single-sex boys' education in Sydney.